Hello everyone, welcome back to Jake's Scary Unusual. In today's episode, we're going to be going over a childhood Halloween story. When I was a little kid, this is a very unique, unusual story. You guys are not going to want to miss this one. Definitely stay tuned, sit back, leave a like if you haven't already. Definitely subscribe if you haven't, because I will be coming out with videos every Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes a special on Saturdays. And don't forget my new short series every Saturday and Sunday. Guys, enjoy. It was a Halloween night when I was 11 years old, and I used to love going trick-or-treating. I couldn't wait for that time of year, getting all the candy and all that fantastic stuff. It was absolutely great. And especially at that age, I was definitely a little heavier. I was definitely a heavier kid. I really didn't care about exercise much. I'm just going to be honest, not like I am now. But we were going down our hill in our local town, and we were going past the convenient mart. And there's a house on the right side. It was very spooky. There were skulls that were this big. I mean, they were absolutely crazy how big these skulls were. And they'd have really creepy music playing, even some soundtracks from the movie Halloween. They'd have Michael Myers up there, everything, just very spooky. It was cool, though, because they had a lot of set pieces, old trucks. They'd have a white picket fence in front of the house. It was an old Victorian-style house, too. It was just very fascinating. It was very cool. There was a lot of different things and moving parts going on at that house. And so, as we're going up the pathway to go into the house, first off, you had to defeat Michael Myers. It was an animatronic Michael Myers. He had the little melee weapon and all that. And it would come at you a little bit and then go back. So first thing you had to do is you had to get past that to get in the building itself. So you get past that and then come on in, and then like there's strobe lights going on. Everything's kind of wild. Everything's going off in this own unique way that I haven't seen at any other house on Halloween. It was a unique and unusual experience, and it was definitely scary, which is kind of the purpose of my channel, right? So it's very fitting. So as we're going in the house, up on the left at the stairs, there's this creepy figure over there. And it was just spooking me out. I did not want to be in that house. I was getting very much a lot of anxiety and some fear, because I'm like, geez, what if something touches me or grabs me? It's like, geez, this is very spooky. This is some situation I definitely don't want to be in. So we're going in the room to the right. As soon as you come in the house, it's a little doorway. But it's little, and I feel like it's kind of intentional for the setup of that house. It also could be because of the style of the Victorian house. But it fits so well with the atmosphere. As you go in the room, you see the Magna lights, the big lights, and then the electro lights. It just was absolutely crazy. You'd have lava lamps everywhere. Then you'd have this like demon figure handing out the candy. So, we're going up to this figure, me and my family, and this thing's handing out candy to us. And we're like, this is horrible. And it would want you to do a dance or something. And you do that and you get some candy, but it was like one piece only. Now, mind you, I think some people got actually big bars of candy, around 6 or 7 inch bars, actually a proper candy bar. For going through all that, you absolutely should get a good piece of candy, because it was absolutely terrifying. It was so spooky, as an 11-year-old kid, and I just got a few years out of not believing in Santa Claus at that point. We had to deal with this on Halloween night. I was not comfortable, but luckily, we got out of there right after that, and we started walking again. And mind you, this was only a quarter mile from my house at that time. We're going back up that little hill in my small town, and we go past the church on the left. It's a huge church, it's very kind of fitting for Halloween, because it's all lit up glowing orange, and there's the atmosphere of all the witchcraftery and stuff going on. Definitely stuff that spooked me as a kid, and kind of still does to this day. The whole, thing of like All Hallows Eve and Halloween. The whole time of year is just very spooky. October is kind of that time of year that you have that feeling of eeriness. And Halloween night definitely portrays that, especially in my next story on Halloween night. This happened the same night, mind you. So yeah, we're going down the other side of town at this point. We're going through my town, and we go down this huge hill. I mean, it's a big, big hill. It's about 60 feet down. You're going down it. It's at a decent slope. It's a road, so, you can drive up it, ride your bike, but it's hard, right? So we're walking down it, and off to the right, there's like a marsh. It's like our local town marsh. And it's really eerie, especially on Halloween. And it was foggy that night. The moon was kind of orange, and the whole atmosphere was just very off-putting. And you can kind of see in the distance. Now, I don't know. I think these might have been kids. But, like, there was, like, this little kind of alleyway made of dirt and grass behind these buildings. There was, like, a maintenance place and stuff. So a lot of different little buildings, little cars to hide behind. And these kids, I believe they were kids, were walking down. It was just very spooky. I just wanted to throw that in there because there's this big orange light above them as they're walking through this alleyway. And then off to the right, you can see the pitch black marsh. It's very spooky. You can hear the crickets and the frogs. It was very unique. It was very fitting for the night, right? So we're going down the hill. We're at the bottom. We're crossing the street past the bar. And we have to go another mile. We go through all these houses, and then we hit up the good houses, right? They give up the full-size candy bars and all that stuff. All the stuff you really love as a kid. You want to have these full-size candy bars, really get your treats in for the night. Because back then, you carried full-size, king-size, or queen-size pillowcases. You're really filling these bags up. Because that's what you did as a kid. You love Halloween. You want to make sure you get all the goodies. And you really just get everything in. So we're going down to this one house way down. And you could see something very eerie in the distance, and we were not happy about it. There was a strobe light house going crazy. There's green lights, there's smoke. It was all looking green because of the lights and all that. It was just very spooky and eerie. And then you could hear something, and we're like, there's no way. And this is like a quarter-mile distance. You could see all the way down the lights and everything. And you hear a chainsaw, a real chainsaw. This absolutely spooked us. This was yet again a terrifying experience on the same night of Halloween. And at this point, it's like 9:30 p.m. So, it's getting to closing time on Halloween. People usually stop around 10:30, right? Especially back then, actually, you'd go to even 11:30. It was a little different back then, So we're going down, and this guy is coming towards us and all the other kids and parents, and this is very crowded. And this guy has a real chainsaw. I mean, he's going ham, really, grinding it up. Like, we were horrified, and this guy's coming towards us more and more, and it's just, you need to stop. Like, this is not a comforting feeling. This is horrible. And I'm starting to tear up a little bit. I was a little kid. I was like, is this guy actually going to murder us? And, everyone would move out of the way as this guy's coming down the street. And he's basically like, you're not getting candy unless you come down here. And it's like, I don't care. I don't want the candy at this point. This guy has a chainsaw. He's actually coming towards us with this thing. And he gets really close to us at this point, and everyone starts saying, you're making us uncomfortable. This is a very disturbing experience. So, everyone backs up. They're all telling him, like, chill. So, yeah, he kind of does. He does. He actually starts going back, and he does go back. And surprisingly, no one called the cops. But I can remember that night, multiple days afterwards, even weeks, thinking about, like, geez, like, what could have happened there? That was such an experience I don't want to experience again. But it's something I wanted everyone else to know, because this is one of those really disturbing, unique stories that I just, I could tell over and over again. I just don't want to experience again. So I hope you guys enjoyed that story. They were 2 Halloween stories all happening in the same night. So if you guys have any questions, leave a comment for sure. If you haven't already, please like the video. It helps the algorithm so my channel can grow. I'm putting a lot of work into this. I appreciate all your support. Definitely share it and subscribe if you haven't already. 80% of you still aren't subscribed, and I understand it's hard getting into some new creators, but I can assure you that I'm going to be continually working on the channel and improving. So everyone, have a great day and a great night, and I hope you enjoyed.